What's going on, guys? I'm going to show you how to bring upgraded swords into the sword room on Citadelle more, so you can earn even faster XP doing the AFK glitch that we all know and love. With that said, let's get right into it. First thing we have to do is the duplication glitch. To do that, go to the zombies menu, go to loadout, then choose one of your melee weapon builds, duplicate it, and then equip it. Now you can back out of zombies and go to multiplayer. Now open up your loadout, and then find that duplicated melee weapon and delete it. Now go to your primary weapon, choose any weapon build, and duplicate it. Then equip that weapon, and you can go back to zombies. Now if you open your zombies loadout, you'll see that the duplicated weapon from multiplayer is now equipped in your melee slot. That's exactly what we need to do this glitch. Also really quick, I recommend you have the espresso augment for melee macchiato, as well as the probiotic augment for juggernaut. So at this point, you can start up zombies, and I'm sure you guys know by now how this goes. Get through the first couple rounds, build up some essence, open up the doors leading to the castle, open the castle doors with a cannon, then we have to make our way down to Pack-a-Punch, open up the crate, kill the doppelgast, then collect the crystal that it drops, and insert it into the crate. And now we have a functioning Pack-a-Punch machine. Now the next step is to play until the helmet zombie appears, which is usually round 10. Although if that's a parasite and vermin round for you, that's fine because usually a helmet zombie still appears. Otherwise you can wait till the next round and do this step then. Either way, make sure that when that helmet zombie appears, you take him out and pick up the stamp that he drops. Alright, now this part is up to you. You can either use the stamp that the helmet zombie dropped to get the sword that you're going to upgrade, or you can go ahead and take the lion sword and set up the first part of the room now. Personally, I like to upgrade my sword now, just so I get it done with and I can focus on doing the steps for the lion sword room correctly. Now you can use whatever upgraded sword you like, but if you're trying to get this done quickly, I recommend the dragon or fire sword because you can easily get it upgraded in one round. And the steps for that are really simple. Once you pick up the sword from the dragon knight, head over to the dragon statue, which is at the top of the stairs in the main entrance of the castle near Juggernaut. When you interact with the statue, it's going to insert the sword into the pedestal. Now you have to go to 3 different flaming cauldrons. You can do these in any order you'd like. I like to start with the furthest one just to get it over with. The first location is back in spawn. When you first learned of the game, if you were to turn to the right, you could actually see the cauldron right over there, very close to the rampage inducer. And because we started the steps to get the fire sword, you're now going to see fire in the cauldron. The best way to go about this is to use the path off to the right that leads towards Speed Cola. As long as you don't get hit by any zombies, you can actually make it there just before your health runs out. Although again, I'm using the probiotic augment for Juggernaut, which gives me more health than usual. So if you don't have that augment, your best bet is going to be to look out for the zombies that are spawning with blue eyes. If you melee them while you're running with the fire, you'll gain more health and be able to make it back with no problem. And luckily they're usually on your path, so you shouldn't have to go too far out of the way to find them. Alright, now once you get the first fire back and interact with the statue, you're going to go to the second location, which is really close to the first location, except it's off to the left of spawn, where if you were to buy the first door leading from spawn to Deadshot Daiquiri, you can actually walk out of that door, and directly to the left, you're going to see the next cauldron. Now this path is pretty simple, and unless you take some serious damage, you should be able to get this back without having to hit any of the blue-eyed zombies. But if you have to, no problem, just make sure you do it before your health runs out. Alright, now once we get the second one back, the third one is super easy, and it's actually just on the outer wall of the castle, on the second level, between Melee Macchiato and the cannon that we used to open the front door of the castle. So just follow this path over here, and you're going to see the flaming cauldron right in front of us. When you grab it, you can either run back the way you came, or what I like to do is just take the straightest path by jumping right over the top and heading straight up the stairs. Once you get all 3 back, the dragon statue is going to douse the sword in flames, and as soon as he's finished, you can pick it up, and now you have the upgraded fire sword. Alright, now that we have our upgraded sword ready to go, we can set up the first part of the AFK glitch. Now I should mention that you have to have another stamp in order to grab the other sword from the lion knight. So if you need to, just keep progressing rounds until you kill another helmet zombie, and you're able to pick up another stamp. Once you get that stamp, head over to the lion knight. Now yes, you're going to be dropping your upgraded fire sword, but it's not a problem because the knight that you grabbed it from will just have it in his hands when you come back later. So now the usual step, as soon as you have this sword, take out one of the 4 glowing parasites, and as soon as your sword is glowing, start heading toward the door with the lion face on it, which is on the left pathway just past Speed Cola. Once there, take your glowing sword, hit the door, and you should see a symbol appear. Now at this point, the other parasites should have chased you to this point, so you can just take them out one at a time, and keep adding those symbols until you have all 4 of them on the door. Now once you do, interact with the door, and go inside. Now just head over to the pedestal, and insert your sword. Now, there's really nothing we can do right now other than wait this out, so when you see the timer hit around 2 seconds, make sure you're prepared to shoot one of the wrong symbols. Now when you do that and the timer runs out, you'll be teleported back outside, and now you just need to make sure you finish this round. Once you kill the last zombie and finish the round, make sure you see the symbols glowing on the door once again, and personally I like to wait until I see a few zombies coming out, just to make sure the round definitely started. Now you just want to save and quit. Now of course we're going to load back in, and as soon as you do, head directly back to the sword room. When you're back inside, head back down toward the pedestal, but this time we're going to do something a little different. You're going to click the interact button, but then immediately after that, click the parry or block button, and then spam the interact button again a few times right after that. So just remember, it's interact, block, and then interact again a few times. If you do this correctly, you'll see the first sword go into the pedestal, and if you look closely, you'll see a second sword go in right after it. Now all you have to do is wait till the timer hits 2 seconds again, and shoot the wrong symbol just like we did before. Now once we're teleported back out of the room, we have everything that we need set up, except obviously getting the upgraded sword inside of the glitch. So in order to do that, you're going to want to get toward the end of the round, and then find a way to make a crawler or a few. Now it doesn't always work out so easily, so if you have to, you can keep progressing rounds until you're able to make crawlers. Like for me, it took almost 2 rounds before I was actually able to make some crawlers, because every time I threw a grenade, all of the zombies would just die. But it doesn't really matter, because as of now, everything that we need is set up, so progressing rounds won't harm anything. So whenever you are able to make a crawler or 2, have them follow you toward the sword room. So because we already have the lion sword in hand, just go over to the dragon knight where your upgraded sword is sitting, pick it up, and then pick up the lion sword as you move backwards. Now just keep swapping these swords over and over until you make your way down to the door with the lion face on it. Now once you make it there with both swords, if the symbols are still glowing on the door, you don't have to wait for any of the zombies to end the round. So what you're going to want to do is hold the lion sword in your hand while making sure the fire sword is close by, and then interact with the door and immediately turn and grab the fire sword before you're teleported inside. It shouldn't be that difficult to do if you have the sword close enough to you. Just be careful not to wait too long leaving any of these swords on the ground, both between standing here or while you're swapping them on your way down, because if you leave it on the ground for too long, it's going to despawn and go back to whichever knight it came from, and then you'll have to go back and do it again. Now once you're inside, you'll have your upgraded sword in hand, and you should still see the sword in the pedestal, as well as a bunch of symbols floating around the room. At this point, you're in the glitch. All you have to do is start shooting wrong symbols, but try and be careful, because since there's more than just the normal 4 symbols, a lot of them will overlap, and if you end up shooting the correct symbol by accident, you can get teleported back out of this room and have to do it all over again. And it's a lot easier to accidentally shoot the right one than you think, because a lot of times these symbols will overlap, and it can make it hard to distinguish which symbol is which. So just to keep things easy, I like to only shoot at the one that looks like an arrow, or the one that looks like a snowflake. You'll also notice that not all of these symbols actually work when you shoot them, so you might have to try them out a few times. But now everything is pretty much as it always was. Just keep shooting wrong symbols, and keep building up the horde of zombies until you feel like you have enough, and then you can just go AFK, except this time with your upgraded sword. As you can see, I'm building up more points because the zombies are becoming ignited each time I hit them with my sword. And it might not seem like a lot, but adding 5 each time, especially if you're in here for a while, can really add up and really boost your XP gain. Now remember, you can do this with any of the other swords other than the lion sword, because if you want to get the light effect for the lion sword, you're going to have to do the activity in this room, and then obviously we won't be able to go into this glitch. But any other sword, like the void, lightning, or the fire sword like I used, can all definitely be used in here, as long as you're able to get them upgraded, and then make sure you do all the steps correctly to get this room set up. And all you have to do is juggle that sword down here just like I did with the fire sword, and you'll be good to go, making even faster XP than we were before with the AFK glitch on Citadelle and more. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and I didn't make it too difficult for you. Please, if you need any help, let me know in the comments. I'll definitely try and help you guys out, but if you do the steps exactly as I showed you, it should work every single time. And I promise I'll have a lot more energy on the next few videos. It's like super late here, but I really wanted to get this out. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Skull.